Good morning. Welcome back to Gray is Gorgeous. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Today I'm going to be talking about applying eyeshadow with a different brush. This is something that I started doing after I decluttered all of my brushes and cosmetics. I was like, I had so many brushes, and a lot of it started with I watched a video and then I saw the person in the video using a brush and I went, oh yeah, I need that kind of brush. And then the collection began. And so when I reduced the amount of brushes I had down to my very essential brushes, I realized that there were some brushes that I really didn't need in my collection. And part of the reason I didn't need them is because of my age. As I get older, my skin moves a lot. It shifts a lot. It's not taut and tight, and it's not like, some of the other influencers whose skin is beautiful and they're young and it's getting looser, and so are my eyelids. They're getting looser as well, and so they do require a different brush. And then I started noticing some influencers in my age range also using the same brush, and I thought, okay, this is what's happening. When your eyelids are where the skin is not taut, you need a brush that will place your product in such a way as to not move this around too much. And most videos, if you notice, and I'm talking about influencers who are much younger than I am, they're like maybe in their 30s. Excuse me, I gotta put some moisture on my lips this morning. And they use these very super duper fluffy brushes and like this, and they go in here and they rocker arm this, and if you can see what happens, like my whole skin, like all of it moves. And I don't think that's going to be getting any better, and I don't plan to have facial surgery of any kind. So in addition to the hooded eye situation, which you see very clearly here about this puffy skin hanging down, and you go and you do this windshield wiper motion like they suggest, you're moving, your makeup is just smearing all over your eyelid, and it's not really actually being placed in a way where you have control. So to give you the utmost control when you're putting on your eyeshadow, I recommend, boy, that almost didn't come out right. I recommend this type of brush. This is a flat brush. However, it's tapered on the edges, and I'm going to show you why this is good. And this particular one is a Laura Ashley, and I got this in a set of, what, 3 or 4 Laura Ashleys at Macy's during the holidays, and it was like really inexpensive. I think the set was like $6. So these you may not be able to get. However, there is one from e.l.f., and I just saw a video last night. Emily Knoll used it, and I went, oh good, so they do have one. Okay, so that is what I'm going to recommend, and it looks a lot like this, but it's black, of course. The black with it's a fully black brush, but so e.l.f. does have one that is similar to this, and if I find it, I'll link it down in my description box below for you. All right, so let's get started. So I am browless, or almost browless. That's what I have. I have halfway back, there's nothing, and sometimes the hairs will grow in way over here, and it's like, yeah, no. Just skip that. So let's put on our brows. I am almost down to the bottom. This is my NYX and Taupe This is the last pencil that I own in the NYX taupe because I am transitioning over to the Joah in blonde, the micro pencil, which I think is a better color. Brush here, again, rounded edge, flat. And we're going to place our eyeshadow. Place it. I am using I am using an eyeshadow out of another kit that I had. What was it? I don't even recall what it was. So I can't even tell you the color. So I apologize. This color is kind of like, it's a bronze color like that. So if you have anything similar like that, it's kind of like a really super deep bronzy color. So that's what we're using here. And I'm just going to pat place that into the pan there. And then I'm going to tap off the extra. And then we're just going to, let me come in close here. And watch how this is great. And you're going to see how this tapered edge is going to help you. So if you have hooded lids and you watched my video on how to handle the hooded lid, you know you have to put color up in here to make that. The dark will make the skin recede, light will bring skin forward. So don't move your eye, don't do this, don't stretch your eye or do anything. Just do it like the skin would normally sit on there, because you know what? You don't go all the way to the edge. Don't go to the edge. The reason I say that is because when you do that, it will exceed this line here going up from the edge of your eye to the edge of your brow, and that will make it look droopy. So I want you to come in just a bit more, okay? Right there. See how I'm leaving that little bit of space in between here and here? Leave that space, because what will happen if, I'm going to demonstrate this to you. There's only one way to show you what, let me show you what happens if you go all the way to the edge. So I'm going to the edge on this side. So I'm going to the edge right there where that line goes straight up. See, let's make that line. Let's just make it so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, see that line right there? From here to here. Now I'm going to do this side going to the edge, and I'll show you the difference because it's a big one. All right, so I'm just pat placing. Pat, 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 gentle. Pat placing. Okay, that's all we're doing here. None of that windshield wiper stuff. We're pat placing, and we're just going to come in and we're going to draw that upper line. See, this is where that rounded tip is beautiful. Look, you get right into that little crevice there, and you just pat, pat. You start at the outer edge because that's where you're going to be depositing most of your product. And instead of windshield wiper motioning all this stuff and trying to get it to blend, and you see the girls in their rocker arming for an hour, you know, I'm exaggerating, to get that all to blend, you're just going to pat blend it. You're just going to, and you're just going to bring it out like this. Bring it, always start from the back, come forward, start from the back, and you're just pat placing it. Nice and gentle, because you're right on the eye there. And you're just pat placing it. But man, look at the control. It's almost like a cut crease. Look at that. It's like I put it exactly where I want it. Now, look at, see, do you see what happened? You may have seen that. Because I took it to the outer edge. Let me show you what happens. Okay, now I'm just blending it up. I'm not adding any more color. In fact, you can go ahead and wipe some off and go back in, and now you're going to blend with this brush. You're pat blending. That's a new term. I'm coining that term today on YouTube. I'm pat blending, okay? And This is going to work great for those of you out there whose mobile lids are looser and the skin is looser, and boy, are you just going to have so much more control here. See, so you can blend it without smearing or wiping. And it's more gentle to your skin and it doesn't pull or tug. All right, so if you notice now that I have placed it right where I'm supposed to correctly place it on the edge here, you'll see how my eye looks droopy. Now I'm going to do this side the way that I wanted to show you how to do it. So we're just going to place that brush into the pan. And this is a single eyeshadow that I pulled out of another. And you just see pat place. So you're not swiping this either. You're just patting it on both sides. Give it a little tap, get the excess off. Now, on this side, I'm going to start in a little bit from the edge. I'm not going to go to the edge. I'm going to start here, and I'm going to leave that little space there. See that little space there? I'm leaving that space. So I'm starting inward. And the first thing you're going to think is, oh, is that too far in? Don't worry about it. It's, you know, you'll see. You'll see what happens then when I open up my eye and look at you when I'm done. You'll see what happens here. All right, so I'm doing the same thing on this side, and I'm just pat placing that color in there, and I'm putting in the darkest. Now, before you think this video is going to be 1 hour on how to put on my eyeshadow, it won't be. I know some of the videos that we watch, they go on and on and on, and you think, oh my God, there's way too many steps. You could actually stop after this step, literally, put on no more color, and just handle that hooded area. All right. All right, so we're going in there. See that? Now we're pat placing. We're doing the same thing, and we're working our way from the back to the front, from the back to the front. I'll do it very mechanically at first so you can see what I'm doing. And take it up as high as you want to. Whatever looks good for your shape of eye. If you don't have a lot of lid real estate, you won't be going very high. I have quite a bit of lid real estate, so. And then I'm blending. Now I'm pat blending this line up here, and I'm just kind of it's almost like swiping motions. It's almost like you're placing the brush and you're doing this, but in little like this. And you can do that a little bit. You can just place the brush and draw it down like this and just kind of blend that line in a little bit. All right, so now I've done this side and I've done the other side. I think I have more eyeshadow on the other side, but you're going to see. Okay, now I'm going to turn and look at you and tell me which eye looks better, all right? See how this one is droop? I'll come in a little closer. See how this one is all droopy right here? Because I went to the edge. See how, don't go to the edge. If you go, oh, I'm losing my seat here. If you go to the edge, you're going to end up when you're done doing your pat placing, you're going to look in the mirror head on and you're going to go, whoa, that really exceeded the line there. Just so we get an idea where that line is. See, the line was supposed to be there, but look, it went all the way down there. That is because of the loose skin that you have, see? So you have to go in a little bit in order for it to sit where you want it to be. And those are little details and tricks that you're not going to find on a lot of other videos because you have beautiful younger women putting on makeup and they're gorgeous, but they don't have the same skin as we do. You know, the skin changes as you get older, so your technique has to change. It cannot stay the same. So that's what I do. So I move in a little bit, and then I don't have this going on. So I'm going to correct this side here by removing that edge. Again, see, now I have to go back and I got to pull my skin, which is not good. So it's just better to get it right the first time so you don't have to be pulling, yanking, tugging on your skin. Okay. And if you want to blend a little bit with your finger, you can go back in with your fingers and just kind of give it a zhuzh and blend it out like that. And if you blend it really well, you don't have to put on any more eyeshadow. That's it right there. You can put on liner and mascara and be good to go. And for today, that's exactly what we're going to do. Because I've already have powder on up here. Remember I put on the Pacifica powder prior to putting on the eyeshadow, so I already kind of have a little bit of powder. But if you want a good color that works with most skin tones, the Wet n Wild Brulee color, this color, it's a single for $2, is great. That's a nice color. It doesn't have shimmer in it, and it's perfect for up on that brow bone and here if that's how your eyes are. That's how you normally put on your eyeshadow. If you put on all dark on the lid up into your crease, that's fine too. Then you can just put a little bit on the top of that lighter color, or you can just leave it. I'm going to leave it. So that's it. It's a one color eyeshadow look. That's it. You just need one single eyeshadow color. And if you select one that is correct for your skin tone, then, and you see how nice that goes with the gray hair too, then you won't ever really need more than one. This one a few months ago, and look, I've already hit pan on it majorly. This is the Ulta Beauty Adjustable Coverage Foundation. You can use this wet or dry. It retails for about $15, has a little mirror here, or on top, I see. And it's got the little space on the bottom where the sponge goes. Now they gave me one of those other sponges and I didn't like it, so I went and got a regular pad and I did that. I just swipe this on. And this is on top of my face lotion. And if you want to put sunscreen underneath, go right ahead. Because this doesn't have any sunscreen in it. So I don't believe it does. Their colors, they have lots of colors. That's why I like Ulta's makeup. Their skincare, foundations, is because they have a lot of different types of foundations and they have a lot of colors. They have very good colors that are very realistic to your skin. This is neutral. They have warm, cool, and neutral, which is good because it just directs you right into the zone you need to be in. This is called Fair Neutral. That's what that color looks like. Let me put it on my skin so you can see. Lovely, lovely cut. Look at the blendability. Look at how that shears out and smooths out my skin. See where these sunspots are? Watch this. And this is just the powder, no water. Look at that. Smooth, shears it out. Isn't that great? Great foundation. Now I haven't tried it wet, but it says you can put it on wet. It's not long wearing. It is a powder, but it's got a lot of pigment in it, so it covers good, and it just gives you a really super duper natural. Look at that natural finish. It just looks natural. It doesn't look like I have any cakey makeup on. And when you see me on my videos, this is what I'm wearing mostly now. Just no cakey. And it is a powder, yes, but if you lotion up really good before, it settles right in and turns into a beautiful like foundation, after it settles out. So if you're turned off to powders, give them time. Let the natural oils of your skin meld in. I wore a powder over to my sister's house before this whole COVID thing, and she said, "What foundation are you wearing? Your skin looks good." I said, "It's just powder." That's it. For women that have big pores, I think the powder is best. I think liquids tend to accentuate the big pores, and I have tons of big pores. I don't just have them like right here, right here. I have them like all in here, this whole area here. It's all big pores. And I think the powder works so much better with large pores. Thank you so much for watching. As always, click subscribe if you'd like to see more of my videos. Click like if you like the content in this video. I'll put everything I use down in the description box below. And as always, take care. Be well. Bye for now.